Hello and welcome to C3STREAM Land. In this video, we are going to talk about how we can form algebraic expressions using algebraic tiles, and then we'll see how we can do different operations on them, and we can also see how we can multiply two algebraic expressions together. Now let's start with the multiplication that we did in the last video. In the last video, we tried to multiply two terms together, or two expressions together, sorry. One was x plus 1 and another was x plus 3. Let's see how we can multiply them together using algebraic tiles. So here, as you can see, all my terms are positive. So I can simply put x, one rod for x, and one block for 1. I can put one rod for x plus 3, and 3 blocks for 3, which is a constant. And I can simply multiply them together. So x times x will be x squared. In this case, both of them are yellow, so my x squared will be positive or yellow. And then all the terms here are positive. So I'm just going to simply go ahead and put my rods and blocks in place. By this time, I assume that you understood that how this multiplication happens. If what I'm doing is too difficult for you to understand, I want to encourage you to go and check out the previous videos where we talk about how we can visually do multiplication using base 10 blocks at length. So, and this is my expression. At the end of it, my final expression is x squared plus 4x plus 3. But now, what if one of my term is negative? For example, what if my expression is x minus 1 instead of x plus 1 times x plus 3? So let me just write that down. So instead of x plus 1, my expression is now x minus 1, and I have to multiply that with x plus 3. How I can represent using the base 10 blocks. Now here, since both my x is positive, my x squared will still be positive or will remain yellow. What will happen when I multiply x, positive x, with negative 1? When we multiply positive and negative terms together, we always end up with one positive and one negative. If we multiply, we always end up with negative. So this is my negative x. And since I'm multiplying it, and I'm multiplying this rod with positive constant terms here, both of them are positive, so my 3 rods will still remain positive. In this case, when I multiply constants, since one positive x and negative x, when I multiply them, my answer will be negative 1, and negative 1. So this is my final expression. Now how I can write it down? I'll simply count. Let's take the next fresh page. I'm going to simply count my flats, my rods, and my blocks. I have one positive flat or yellow flat, so the value will be positive x squared. I have 3 positive flats and 1 negative flat. If I can simply see visually here, as you can see, I can do my subtraction here. So I will be left with 2 positive rods. So whenever in algebraic tiles, whenever you see positive and negative like terms together, you can simply cancel them out. So my one blue rod and one yellow rod will cancel each other out. So I just remove them. So these are my 2 rods. I'm left with 2 rods, which is 2x. And I have 3 blocks, which are blue. So that's negative 3. So my answer or my final expression would be x squared plus 2x minus 3. And that's how I can multiply two terms, algebraic expressions together using my algebraic tiles. And this, even here visually, it helps me calculate just because I have two different colors. So this is how we can simply create or multiply two algebraic terms. Let's quickly try to create simple expression together. Let me just clear this up. There we go. Now before we begin or go ahead, I want you to pause this video and try to create these two expressions on your own if you have algebraic tiles around with you. I'm going to write all the terms. So my first expression is 2x squared. I'm sure you're thinking how to create that, and I'm sure you have visually created that. Not plus, sorry. Let me write that again. 2x squared, I want it to be a negative term, so negative 3x plus 4. That's my first expression. Try to create this using algebraic tiles. My second expression is x squared plus 5x plus 7. Now pause the video and create these expressions if you have algebraic tiles with you. If not, then I'm going to simply create it right now. So for 2x squared, since the term is positive, I'm going to keep two algebraic flats with yellow side up. For negative 3x, I'm going to keep 3 rods with blue side up. And for positive 4, I'm going to keep 4 blocks with yellow side up. For x squared, I'm going to keep 1 flat with yellow side up. For 5x, or maybe I can replace this with 4x because I have only 4 rods with me right now, sorry, plus 4x. For 7, I can have 7 positive or plus or yellow side up blocks together. Now let's see, in earlier video when I was explaining multiplication to you, I used a word called like terms. Now let's try to understand what are these like terms in algebraic expression. Like terms are simply the terms which are both have the same powers and same variable, and that variable has the same power. As you can see here, term negative 3x and 4x, both of them have same variable, that is x, and both the variables have the same power, that is 1. So negative 3x and 4x are like terms. How we can visually see it? As you can see, I have represented negative 3x and plus 4x both using rods. So using algebraic tiles, it's very easy to understand which are the like terms. Simply all the terms which are represented by flats are like terms, and all the terms which are represented by rods are like terms, and all the terms which are represented by blocks are like terms. Now, if we have to add them together, it will become very easy. We can simply add blocks. So 7 plus 4, that is 11. So if I have to add these two expressions together, for constants, I will do 7 plus 4, that is positive 11. For 2x squared plus x squared, that will be 3x squared. But then what about rods? As you can see here, in my like terms, I have 4 yellow rods and 3 blue rods. Now, though they are like terms, but when we add them, it will not become 7x because they have different colors. And as we know, that if we have rods which are different colors, they cancel each other out. So one blue rod will cancel one yellow rod, another blue will cancel another yellow, and this yellow will blue will cancel this yellow, and I'm left with only one yellow rod. That means my term is positive, so I'll write plus x. So my final expression is 3x squared plus x plus 11. Now what if I have to subtract these two terms together? Let me just quickly put them back how they were. So this is my negative 3x and this is my plus 4x. Now here I want to subtract x squared plus 4x minus 7 using from these 2x squared minus 3x plus 4. How I can do this? When we have to subtract second expression from the first, we simply reverse the signs for the second expression. That means whatever positive becomes negative and whatever negative becomes positive. Now here, since this was positive x squared, I'll simply flip the side. This will become negative x squared. Positive 4x will become negative 4x. And positive 7 will become negative 7. Right? Let me just write those new expressions again. So my first expression will remain the same. That is 2x squared minus 3x plus 4. And my second expression, new expression after subtraction, or after multiplying it with negative 1, or after applying the negative sign, it will become negative x squared minus 4x minus 7. And I now simply add them together. Yes, I'm using the word add because I know that when I add them together, if my colors are different, they will just cancel each other out. So let's start with constants. Now, as you can see, I have 4 yellow blocks and 7 blue blocks. So 4 yellow and 4 blue will cancel each other out. And I'm left with 3 blue blocks. So my final term would be negative because it's blue. And I have 3 of them. So my final constant term is negative 3. Here, for the rods, they are actually they are of the same color. So nothing will get cancelled out here. They will simply get added together. So 4 plus 3 will be 7 rods. But in this case, since they are blue in color, this term will have negative sign before it. So negative 7x. And here, in terms of quadratic term, which is our x squared, 2x squared minus x. So since one blue and one yellow flat will cancel each other out, I'm left with one yellow flat. So that's a positive term. So I'll be left with positive x squared or positive 1x squared or simply x squared. That's why after subtraction, my final expression is x squared minus 7x minus 3. And that's how we can represent subtraction using algebraic tiles. I hope this video clarified a lot of concepts for you, and I hope you come up with new ideas, and I can't wait to hear them in the comments. Till then, happy exploring!